Hey guys, how's it going? Today we are going to dress the portico area up for Christmas. We recently got the garland done with the bows and lights. Simple, but so festive looking. I just love it. And once that was done, this space was really crying out for something. We got to get something going on here. So you can see the two palms on either side of the door. I just let them go this fall. These type of palms, they always struggle with bugs. Spider mites in particular, they had them this summer. I wasn't willing to introduce that kind of problem into a greenhouse. So they lasted a long time though because we had such a mild fall. And then they finally met their end. So we'll clean those out and get some branches and things put in there. I'm not planning on doing them up super fancy, I guess. I kind of want to keep it simple. I did pick up a mat, not quite big enough. I might just stack it on top of the other one just to see what it looks like. See if I can find a larger red one somewhere. We'll toss a few things in the window boxes, maybe find some festive pillows. We've got wreaths that will go up on the windows, just like last year. I really enjoyed that. I've also got garland to go around the door, and we're gonna move these pots. So the grouping on either side, these have been here for 2 full growing seasons, and I'm ready for something different. So I think we're going to grab the tractor, load these up, take them back behind the barn, and we'll figure out places for those to go. We have plenty of spaces for those to go. We'll do that next spring. But for now, we're gonna move these 2 larger pots right at the opening there to this area. I think that they're gonna be the right scale. I picked up a couple small Christmas trees to pop in them. Very simple. We're gonna repeat the same type of lights that are in the garland down on the trees. So really, it's just kind of moving stuff around a bit, adding a little bit of fluff for the holidays. I'm excited for it. It is frigid out here today though. I know it doesn't look like it. It's sunny and fairly still. It's a tiny bit breezy, but whew, it's cold. So you guys, what I think we're gonna do is just get after the project. I'll try to capture as much of it as I can, then we'll do a tour in the end. Guys, it's the next day. It took us part of yesterday afternoon and then a little bit of this morning because I got to a point yesterday where I realized I needed a few extra things. I needed to run some errands and grab them. We got a little dusting of snow last night, so it made it extra festive to come out here this morning and finish up. Snow's almost gone at this point, but I think it turned out really pretty and it evolved. It took a little bit of a different look than I had envisioned in the beginning. I think it turned out really pretty. I ended up not putting the wreaths on the windows. That's the thing I thought for sure I was gonna do. Like, of anything that I was gonna get done, I thought I'm gonna get those wreaths up. But as I got that first one out and started prepping it to hang it, I was reminded that last year we had a little bit of a struggle with them blowing in the wind, and then the little branches of the wreaths would scrape and screech against the windows, and it was so annoying. We ended up taking 2 of them down because they're on our bedroom windows. Anyway, until I have time to back those wreaths with either felt or figure out how to secure them really well, which I'm sure there's a very easy way, but that's not really where my brain was at. I just kind of wanted to get this project finished. I just decided to forego those wreaths, and I really don't miss them, and I think it's because I ended up with so many holly berries. There's so much color and interest in the window boxes. I really was able to kind of go subdued with everything else. I mean, look at this. I did a more layered approach in the window box like I did with the Hartley containers. I'm really liking that. So this is one of the things I had to run and get. I needed some, this is a incense cedar right here, and it's got the most beautiful drape to it. It's got the beautiful yellow seeds, right? Seed heads right there. And it just provides the texture I wanted around the base of the window box. So I went in with that layer first, and then I did the noble fir against the back. So I just kind of had this opening in the middle. Then I came in with the pittosporum right here, variegated. And I don't know how this is gonna do. So don't go run out and buy a whole bunch. Like, let me be the one who experiments with this. We have temperatures in the low teens coming up. The gal at the wholesale florist thought it would do fine outside. I'm not so sure. It's not something that's hardy enough to grow here, so I don't know that it's actually gonna hold up through the winter, but if it does in this protected spot, it's so much easier to work with than variegated holly. Holly is so pokey and it's like more stiff, and I don't know, this was much easier to work with. So anyway, I will report back and let you know how it's looking. It might be something I regret using, but you gotta try it to figure it out to see if it does work. So anyway, a layer of pittosporum right there, and then I came in with the winterberry hollies, and I just did a big old row of them right here. Decided that I needed a back layer because the noble fir was a little bit too dark and it looked like it was receding back there, so I wanted to put another layer of that pittosporum right in between. And I think they turned out really clean, really effective, really pretty. Which means that I took these containers a little bit more simple. All the different red accents going on here. There's a little bit of red in the wreaths. I didn't want to go too much. I mean, there is a limit. In these containers, I used the obelisks that came out of those containers right up there. And I think it was a good choice just because of the structure of them, but then it allowed me to not have to use all of my red twig dogwood. I can use these in other containers, the ones I have left. Plus, this is a dark red color right here, and this is kind of an orange red. And I think having too much of this dark would clash with that. It just wasn't jiving with me. And I was kind of like dealing with that same thought process when I was trying to swap out wreaths and decide what I was gonna do. I ended up picking these up at Joann's yesterday. And you guys, I might just home make a couple wreaths this weekend because I'm still not 100% with these. It's an interesting area because it's shaded right here. You can see with the glass too and all the reflection, it's hard to see. I do have wreaths that look quite a lot like this, but it looks too much when I put them up to me. Erin likes that bright, bold color, but to me, they almost have, like they take it more modern. And I don't know, I tend to like color, but I like things to be a touch more subdued. See these right here? He said that the majority of you guys would probably prefer these, and he's probably right. Let's look. I haven't tried them out since I got the window boxes done. They do show up so much better, don't they? Let's live with it for a day or two. See how we feel. These are really pretty. And I think even if I homemade some wreaths with fresh greens, they would still look kind of dark right there. I even considered leaving the boxwood wreaths up that were there, but they're a little bit too bright. They almost have more of a spring feel to them to me. All right, guys, thoughts? That's a lot. I don't know. These are just so sweet. I don't know. You definitely can see the wreaths better from backed up than you can the green ones. and I do like that. So I'm totally torn on the wreath choice. It doesn't really matter in the end. They're only going to be out for a few weeks in the end. That's a fun part about seasonal decorations. You can kind of try out different things, maybe something that's not quite your style, and live with it for a few weeks and see how you feel about it. Sometimes things will grow on you and you think, oh, I wish I had been doing that for so much longer, but all along you just thought you wouldn't like it. So anyway, we'll go with this for a while. I ended up using 3 of the garlands. Those are the pre-made ones from Home Depot, cedar garland. They're just too flimsy and skinny on their own to me, especially on a bigger door. One would probably suffice on just a single door. I do have one left over, which I might put around one of our single doors. But I also prefer cutting them or hanging them in a way to where all the greens are hanging downward. If you take one of those garlands and go up and over and then let it fall back down, there's one side that the greens aren't facing the right direction and it can kind of look messy. So even if I take that single one that I have left, I will cut it apart and hang the 2 sides so that all the greens are moving downward, and then I'll hang the last piece, you know, over the top. So anyway, in this container, I think I kind of got sidetracked here when we were looking at this container. I didn't have any of the holly berries left over, but I kind of like that this one's just a little bit more just green, layered, really pretty, really full. I used, again, a layer of the incense cedar and then came in with the noble boughs. I didn't put incense cedar along the back because it's lost. You can't even see it, and I didn't want to waste any. So I used the big bulky stuff that shows. Then I came in with the pittosporum again. Looks so pretty. And then I decided in the end to pop a few of the red twig dogwood branches in just to bring a little light, a little color into the arrangement. Take a look over here. Isn't that just so, like, it's just so eye-catching? My goodness. These red pillows I picked up, I think, at Walmart last year. And I saved them in our Christmas tub, so here they are again. And the last thing are these little noble fir trees in these pots. I love having these just single containers up here. That's what we had for the first few years. And then I decided to do the grouping, which was fun for a couple seasons, but I'm glad to be back to something single up here. It looks really pretty and effective. These lights are really pretty. They're the double brights. So, and that's what I used over the door as well. And I was really pleased because they're right next to some LED lights that are pretty bright. And I was hoping that they would be bright enough to show, and they sure did. This tree was a total pain to put in this pot though. So I've got pieces of wood, firewood, holding it in place. And I noticed last night I do need to come out because it fell down at one point. I need to fix the lights and kind of distribute them so they look even when they're lit. They did not look even last night. They should look even. They look even right now. So that is our porch area for this season. Super, super happy with it. You can see that our great room tree is actually inside this window. It's centered in this window. So at night it looks really fun to see the lights through that. Last year it was kind of not in front of this window, but in front of the side window. So you couldn't really have as clear of a view of it. And here's our way backed up view. So you can see the balcony up there. The only thing I might do, I do have another wreath that looks similar to those. It's a little bit darker red. I think I might pop it onto the door up there, the balcony door, just to draw just a tiny bit more red, but I don't miss the wreaths on the windows like I thought I would. Thankful for that. And that is going to do it for this video. I just have, I think, one more entryway I want to decorate, even simpler than this one, and then the Hartley tree. So we've got those 2 projects to do, and I need to figure out something for our mantle inside. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I kind of want to repeat last year. Do you remember the little trees that I did? They were fresh cut trees, and we did some natural ornaments, some gold leafed gourds and dried oranges. And it was the sweetest thing. It smelled amazing. I kind of want to do that again. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next video.